Meghan Markle and her husband Prince Harry join members of the royal family at the state funeral for Queen Elizabeth II on Monday. While the Duke of Sussex walked behind the Queen's coffin as it was taken in procession to Westminster Abbey, the Duchess travelled by car along with Sophie, Countess of Wessex, and Kate, Princess of Wales and Queen Camilla, who arrived in a separate vehicle. The royal women waited in the Abbey before joining their husbands in a short cortege to their seats. The event was the first state funeral since Sir Winston Churchill's in 1965. It was the biggest international event the UK has held in several decades, which drew a television audience of over 26 million. It put Meghan and Harry, who decided to step down from their duties almost 3 years ago, back in the royal spotlight. Their reunion with the royal family came amid speculation surrounding suspected tensions between the Sussexes and the House of Windsor. But the royals seemingly put their own relationship woes to the side as they came together to mourn their matriarch. And Meghan, who is known to have struggled as a senior royal, has been praised for acting with impeccable dignity. Gareth Russell, a royal historian and author, was a guest on this week's episode of Royally Us. He told hosts, Christina Garibaldi and Christine Ross, that the Duchess was note perfect at the funeral. Read more. Peacemaker Sophie praised for interactions with Meghan and Charlotte in Queen's funeral. Meghan Markle showed impeccable dignity at the Queen's funeral. Image, Getty Images. Meghan and Harry joined other royals to mourn the loss of the Queen. Image, Getty Images. Prince Harry and Meghan will go back to Montecito fuming over UK treatment. Prospects of reconciliation between the Sussexes and the rest of the royal family following the Queen's death appeared short-lived, as there was little interaction during the Queen's funeral. And now a royal expert has said Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will go back to California fuming after the royal family showed very little sympathy towards them following the death of Queen Elizabeth II. Read more about the alleged royal row here. He added that the former Hollywood actress behaved with impeccable dignity and solemnity. Mr. Russell said the same of Kate, Princess of Wales, who was accompanied by her two oldest children, 9-year-old Prince George and 7-year-old Princess Charlotte. Both Meghan and Kate paid tribute to the late Queen with poignant fashion choices on the day of the funeral. The Duchess of Sussex wore a stunning black dress by Stella McCartney, paired with the same style hat she wore for the Platinum Jubilee in June, perhaps a sentimental nod to the last time she saw the late monarch. She wore the pearl stud earrings which had been gifted to her by the Queen. Back in 2018, Meghan appeared alone alongside her grandmother-in-law for the first time. Kate and Meghan both paid tribute to the Queen through their fashion choices. Image, Getty Images. While visiting Chester on the royal train, keen royal watchers spotted Meghan's pearl earrings. The Duchess reflected on her first solo engagement with the monarch during her and Harry's bombshell interview with Oprah Winfrey. She said, "We had breakfast together that morning, and she'd given me a beautiful gift, and I just really loved being in her company," explaining that the gift was some beautiful pearl earrings and a matching necklace. At the time Meghan first wore the earrings, they were identified as $1,095, £965, a coil pearl and diamond earrings in white gold from Birks, but it has since been speculated they could have come from the Queen's personal jewellery collection. Meanwhile, Kate paid a touching tribute to the late monarch by wearing the same Alexander McQueen coat dress she wore for June's Trooping the Colour events, wearing a black version of the exact piece she sported in white to celebrate Elizabeth II's 70 years on the throne. Kate wore jewellery items which once belonged to the monarch. Image, Getty Images. Trending. The Princess of Wales also honoured the Queen with her choice of earrings, her Bahrain pearl earrings which featured both pearls and diamonds. The earrings were a gift from the Queen, who had been gifted the pearls for her 1947 wedding from the Hakim of Bahrain. Kate also wore them at Prince Philip's funeral in April last year. She paired the sentimental earrings with the Queen's 4-row pearl choker, a gift reportedly from the Japanese government. Meghan and Kate's jewelry choices were steeped in history, with pearls being the gems traditionally worn during times of mourning. Queen Victoria, who was appropriately dubbed the Widow of Windsor, famously chose pearls following the death of her beloved husband, Prince Albert. Don't miss, Andrew looks set to take on Queen's beloved dogs after monarch's death, reveal Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson fear to be thrown to the wolves, insight inside Buckingham Palace, glimpse inside Queen Elizabeth II's home, analysis, Elizabeth II wears the pearl necklace in 1983, image, Getty Images, royal family live, Meghan Markle's outfit causes stir as insane Mike theory slapped down Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, received a generally warm reaction from the crowd as she made her way down the line of adoring fans outside Windsor Castle. A wild theory soon emerged that Meghan was wearing a recording device underneath her dress, with some speculating she could have been recording the moment for her upcoming Netflix documentary, but the rumor was later slapped down by an insider. Read more on express.co.uk's live blog here. Given the formality of the events, Meghan and Kate were not seen interacting and were often separated by pre-decided seating plans. But Mr. Russell hopes that a reconciliation could be on the cards, particularly for their husbands, who both took part in several solemn ceremonial events to mark the death of their grandmother. He said, "I think, certainly, there is an expectation and a hope that this will have brought William and Harry closer together again. That does seem to be broadly what the British public would like to see. Funerals are a time when bridges can be mended or built. And yes, the King does want reconciliation with Prince Harry. I think hopefully we'll see a palace administration under Charles III that is a bit more flexible. I think most people are hopeful that the family will unite." It is understood that Meghan and Harry returned to the US on Tuesday, a day after the state funeral. Meghan's first solo engagement with the Queen in June 2018, image, Getty Images. Mr. Russell noted that the couple had not planned to stay in the UK for this long and they had been away from their 2 young children for over 2 weeks. Meghan and Harry had arrived in the UK on September 4 for a week of charity events. On the day of the Queen's death they were set to attend the final event of their stay but chose to cancel their appearance due to the monarch's ailing health. The Duke travelled to Balmoral Castle, where the Queen peacefully died. He joined several members of his family who had also made the journey to Scotland to be with the monarch. Harry did not arrive at the estate until after news of the Queen's death had been